So, good afternoon, students. Am I audible? Acknowledge me. Am I audible? Thank you. So, I think I request one of the teacher to record the session, right? And my option is not really working. So, I'm doing screen recording. One of the teacher, please record the session.
Sir, I'm starting the recording, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, students, today I'm going to show you how to connect Java with the database, right? Normally, you will be moving with the IBM Eclipse, right? So today we are going to work with NetBeans, right? Already I have informed one of my old student to share that he had executed and shared a screen recorded video. Through that, I am going to give you the demo. Understand that I will tell you what are all the basic components are necessary to do that. Just collect it from net and do it. You can using that video, you could able to do the thing on your own, right? Might be he will be explaining the content for all the stationery, but you could able to restrict yourself. Simple thing is just to create a database. In the database, create a table, try to retrieve the table content and display it in Java. That's enough. That could be the prelim case that you could able to do it. And before that, I think I request teachers, students, if they are feeling tough to join, please post the YouTube live link that I have posted in our group. Please post it in other sections also. I have posted in A section. Please post it in B and C, and even for Triple E students group, I request the teachers to post it. If they could not able to join in Google Meet, they can join through the YouTube live stream link. Right, we will commence the session. So this is the environment of NetBeans. This is called a XAMPP server. Okay, XAMPP, XAMPP, XAMPP server. This is available in your in the XAMPP site itself. Just you can Google it. You could able to download it from the internet. By default, these are all the modules are available in it. Check these modules. Apache, it is nothing but the web server for the Java applications, and MySQL, that's also being serviced as a database for us. Okay, and the Tomcat, that's also being served as a one of the web server for our environment, right? So I could able to use those things also. So once if you install this XAMPP server, it will come as a exe. Double click it and install it. Once you will get an icon, right? This icon, this orange color icon, top of the screen that you could able to see. It could be like an infinity symbol. Once you double click that icon, this window will open. Okay, this window will open. So in this window, so what are all the services are necessary for me to run this program, Java with a database, right? So what I am going to do that. he had clicked Apache, he is starting, that could help us to drive the Java. He is starting MySQL. See that here you could able to see the PIDs, right? And the port numbers. Remember these port numbers, right? When you are coming for web applications, these port numbers are necessary for you to access the web application. Okay, here they have mentioned as port numbers. Right, continue. He had started two services, Apache and MySQL. He is starting the admin console of MySQL. What is the reason to start admin console is there we could able to create our DB, create our table. That is the reason why he is starting the admin console. That will open the admin console of the PHP base with the MySQL environment. This is the MySQL environment, right? It's being given over there. He is creating the new database by clicking that new. See that? He's clicking that new button, new database that he is going to create. Database name he is typing. By clicking new button, he is creating the database first. Database name as department is creating. Don't worry about languages. Just click. Now database is created. You are not writing any commands. Directly through admin console, you are creating the database. Within database, now I am creating the table. Okay, within database, now I am creating the table. And one more point, by default, this will open in the browser. No need to worry about that. How many columns I am going to keep? I am going to keep 3 columns. What are all the fields that I am going to keep, right? So that's what the field name is going to give now. So department in the left side that you could able to see the database department is created. Within the department, we are having the student table. Name of the table is student. So name is varchar, right? Varchar is ready to represent the string in our Java. Varchar in database environments, MySQL or Oracle, whatever may be. He has given the size of the name could be maximum characters are going to be 50. Year can be taken as integer. Otherwise, you can go for date also. Once if you have learned your DBMS thoroughly, that you could be able to work with a date as a data type also, right? Even in our Java, we have that, but we have to do typecasting. We are going to use this here. So department is mentioned as depth. These are all the data types available there. Is choosing varchar. So number of characters that it will support. What we are going to give, right? Is giving 10. Okay. Now I have to save. Student table is created with the 3 fields. Now you could able to see in the top that name, year, department has got created. Right? Table is created. Now I have to insert data into this field, right? Now we are going to the NetBeans environment. This is the NetBeans environment. This is the code that we are having. This is the code that we are having, and these are all the packages that I have to incorporate. See that these are all the packages that I have to incorporate. SQL.star, that is enough. Import java.sql.star, it is enough. If you want to connect Java with the database, it is enough. Java.sql.star. So again, you are having that utility package as usual for our some of the calculations are left over on it. So for that, we could be able to use this util packages, right? So and how to connect with the database. First step. Actually, there are 7 steps are there here. Okay, so step 1, that what I have to do. See that class dot for name. See, he had written within every code, every step in a single function, okay, or single method. Even I think he's a matured programmer, so that he wrote like this. Since you are in the entry level, you can write without writing functions directly within the main itself, right? Because that's the starting stage that you are working with. That's the reason why you could be able to work with it. Otherwise, if you are going to use that, no issues. You are always welcome, right? So class dot for name. What is the driver that I am going to use here? Because I am using MySQL, I am going to use this driver name com.mysql.jdbc.driver. Sir, where could I know about this? Right? So if you take any Java tutorial, what are all the databases can be connected with the Java? What is the driver name for that? That will be available in the internet. For MySQL, this is the driver name. As well as if this driver, what is the purpose of driver? Driver is the person who knows both the languages, the language spoken by Java as well as the language spoken by MySQL. He could understand both of these things and they communicate. He will serve as a protocol to communicate between these two people, right? So that's the major role of the driver here, right? Like the driver, what the driver need to do, that will be mentioned by the this connection statement, right? So driver manager need to communicate with whom, right? So that can be given by get connection method. In the get connection method, you could able to see JDBC colon MySQL. JDBC is the Java database connectivity, right? JDBC colon MySQL is the package we are using, colon / localhost. Since you are running in your system, you are giving localhost. In the place of localhost, you can give the IP address also. So you can give the IP address of your machine, or you can give the loopback address. What is loopback address? 127.0.0.1. This is the loopback address. This is the default loopback address of your machine, right? Suppose if your database is in another machine, in that case, you have to give the remote machine's IP address. Probably while you are working for your Wipro milestone exams, in that time, in the place of localhost, the IP address supplied by the Wipro itself, because Wipro will maintain its DB in a particular IP address. So that IP address will be automatically supplied by the Wipro, right? So that could be the place that you know about where my DB is located. My DB is located in localhost now, so I can give the variable as localhost here itself, or I can give my IP address, or I can give the loopback address, whatever may be, / database name, right? And I have given the username and password to access the MySQL. To access the MySQL, right? To access, if you want to get into the MySQL, it will ask username and password normally. That username and password they have given. Username is root, password is empty, nothing, no password. That's what they have given. Suppose in your machine, if you are going to set the password, that password also must be given here, right? So that is the case, right? So this is the first step, first two steps that you must know if you are going to establish the connection between the Java and the database. I have created a empty table, right? How to insert data into the table. For that, this insert method will help, right? So for that, this insert method will help. What we have wrote within the insert method. So I am creating the object for the, already I have the object connection object, right? So that could be connected with the statement. So how I am going to create the connected statement? So these are all your built-in contents only, right? Connection, check inside the insert method. Connection space CONN : new space here con is the object, new is the keyword, MySQL underscore JDBC. That's the name of the class that what we have given. Dot get connect, right? That's also the method that what we have given. So by creating statement, right? Statement will ready to execute the corresponding query. We'll assign that statement. So what is the statement? Insert into table name is student. Remember, within department we have created that, right? Student values. This is the syntax of the SQL query. What we are going to insert? Name, year and department. Those variables are being given. That will be separated by the comma, right? That's what they are given. Statement dot execute update query. That means that query will get to be updated, right? That means that query will get to be executed. What is the value are going to be supplied, right? So if I want to retrieve what is available in table, for that the following statement in the place of insert into student values that I am passing arguments. Here there is no need. Simple thing is select star from student. Star represents retrieve all the records available in the table. The only thing what we have to add here, more than one record will be there. Normally, if you want to do a repeated task, we will use for loop, right? So we don't know how many records are there. For the purpose only, we are going to use this result set. Once select star from student will fetch all the records that will be stored in the result set. From the result set, I am going to display it. So how I am going to display using a while loop? We have a method using the result set object rs dot next. Ultimately, it will iterate till records are there. And also see the print statements available in the particular code segment. Rs dot get string of 1. Remember that while we are going to create the columns in the table, what are all the corresponding field data type I have chosen, corresponding method only you have to give here. Remember that we have chosen only the integer for or the number for the corresponding date only. Rest of them are name and department. So both of them are string. That is the reason why get string of 1, get int of 2, get string of 3. Get string of 1 is nothing but name. Get int of 2 is nothing but year. Get string of 3 is nothing but the department, right? So that could be the case here. Right, now he is going to convey you what is the driver that you have to add. That's what he is conveying you. So in the libraries folder, you have to add a library. In the libraries, you could be able to check. It will be available already. If not available, you can download and add it into the library folder. No issues. If you drag down, there you could be able to see MySQL JDBC driver. See that? MySQL JDBC driver. So I have to add this with my environment. Then only these things will be recognized, right? I have used right com dot in the initial connection class. See that one, com dot mysql dot jdbc dot driver. Now I have added this into that corresponding project. This library is included into the corresponding project, right? MySQL JDBC driver I have added because it is necessary so that these functions will work. How it will connect with my MySQL? For that it is necessary. That has been mentioned. Next, the connector jar he is going to add. MySQL connector jar. Right, this jar file. This is also available in the library. Right, within library you are having the jar folder. It will be available. Just open it. That is also being added. Right. So if I want to execute Java with the database, I need these two things. Especially with the database, Java with the database. services are being visible there. And one more thing I want to convey you here is, if you are going to work with NetBeans environment, you are having a default database called Derby. This Derby database will be available within the NetBeans environment itself, right? Even you can use that also. But my advice is, try to work with a heterogeneous platform. No need to work in the homogeneous environment, so that you could be able to connect with the other environments. Because MySQL is the practice platform for all the campus interview zones. That's the reason why I'm stressing you to use the MySQL. You can download it in your lap or desktop, right? That will come in terms of some limited MBs only, not more amount that it won't ask to load. New connection, register my SQL server. These are all options when I'm going to open, right? It's the native database, thereby it's available there already. But I want to connect my MySQL, so that MySQL connector is going to be specified. It was being connected. That is the location where my jar file was there, right? Remember, in the library files that what we have added, customize the connection. So you have to check it. The username and password you have given root. There is no password. See that here. So what is the database name that we have given? The database is MySQL. You can check your connections also here, because since we don't have any data, you are going to check what will happen. So what's the name of my database? It's being changed as department. So remember that connection statement. In the connection statement, what we have mentioned, same thing only. We are ready to do that. There's no password. Test the connection, right? You have a button for testing the connection. We'll check. Connection succeeded. That you could be able to see in the bottom scale. Connection succeeded. Since we don't have any data, it's convert to null. Behavior has been shown like that. Connection is succeeded. That means Java program now connected with the department database available in MySQL. Next. Finish. Right? My service name is ready now. Right? My service name is ready now. In this port, the department table can be accessed. Right? So they have given the direct control over there. Okay. So already I have explained you how to connect. What is the role of driver? What is the role of the connection method? What are all the ways to insert using a simple switch case that I am going to perform these operations: insertion and deletion. Sorry, insertion and display. You can customize deletion operation also. I am going to input these three things: name, year, department. I have used a scanner class. Using scanner class, I am ready to input those three things. I am getting the choice whether I want to display or I want to insert the data. Right? Initially, there won't be any data. That is a reason why here we are going to insert the data. Then you could be able to see it. So case one is completely talking about inserting the data and getting the input of these three parameters, passing those three parameters into the insert method. In the insert method, remember that we have the query insert into table name values that corresponding query name. So that's the place that it will be useful for us to know, right? So this method will be called. That's what he's pointing out. This method will be called. So connection statements are being specified through that drivers, right? Remember, that's the place that you have to remember these statements. Because most of them will commit mistake when they are going to work with the statement of driver as well as the statement of the connection. So when you are going to commit mistake over on that, you can't find what error you have made, because the error will be thrown by the Java compiler, not by the MySQL compiler. Please remember that, because MySQL compiler will convey the error to the JDBC connector. JDBC connector will inform to the Java compiler. Java compiler will convey in the method that Java could be able to execute, but it won't make that user could be able to understand the thing. That's the reason why finding or tracking out the error, if you are going to miss any one of the steps, that will be much more tougher here. That's what the thing that I want to convey. So if you want to display, just call the display method. Within the display method, we are having select star from table name. That's enough to move it. Especially if you want to display, first what we have to do, as usual, create the connection, write the statement, retrieve the results into the result set object, iterate a while loop. In the while loop, what you have to do, what are all the parameters we have passed. For all those parameters, you have to use a getter method. That getter method will be suffixed with the corresponding data type what we have used while we have created the table, right? So that is the mandatory thing that here we have to use. Okay, so that is the case. So I think within the same method that we are calling all these classes and everything. That's what he is telling each and every method. What we did, we have connected the driver, we have created the statement. These two things will happen commonly in all the methods. That's what, as a entry level people, you can write directly. First that class dot for name connection con directly you can come to statement, create statement. You can write string query 1, string query 2. You can give those statements, and what are all the operations to be performed, you can give within that, make that query to be executed. Finally, you can come for main method and you can get the inputs and pass it off. So that's the case. See, and one more thing, not only with the Java, right? For all the Java related technologies, this is common, right? You are learning one entity that will fit for all Java technologies. If you are going to work with JSP, if you are going to work with servlets, okay, if you are going to work with the EJB, for all these Corba, for all these type of environments, it's common. So by pressing that play button, green color button is the play button. See that in the bottom, it is asking you, the menu had come, choices are displayed, insert display data. So he has chosen to insert the data. It is asking the name, year and department. At the right side, you need to see that your program is running. That will be identified with a progress bar. Right side, bottom, you could be able to see your class name is MySQL-JDBC. It's running, right? Once it is happening like this, You should not close the window, otherwise NetBeans environment will crash. So he has given name, year and department. So for the sake of execution, he has given the year as well. Right? Again, he is ready to insert another data. Huh? No. So again, he is giving another name. Year. So we have inserted 2 records till now. So display the data. So finally, that we could able to see that by using the option display, select star from table name, right? Select star from table name is nothing but my department is the database name, student is the table name that it has just retrieved, right? So that's the fine case. Once after completing, see here you could able to see those things also, right? He is refreshing. Once he refreshed, see in the admin terminal, the data we have given input through Java is also available through the admin terminal also of my MySQL, right? I could able to verify here also. Actually, the program is retrieving, communicating back and forth between this place only, actually. But he is showing that, so the environment, what we have given input to over there, it is available here also, right? So that's what the thing that he want to convey here, right? So by giving some other value, he can come out of the switch case so that you could able to see that build is successful. If you have any errors, you will get something in yellow color warning marks, right? So that's the very simple and nice demonstration. Really, I have to thank Karthikeyan, 2016-20 passed out from Department of IT. Right. Now, for this week, I think teachers can post that quiz in the students' WhatsApp as well as in the Meet chat that you could able to post. Students are advised to complete the quiz before 4 p.m. Right? We will give you 1 hour time before 4 p.m. Kindly complete the quiz. So this is the quiz link. Even the quiz link will be posted in your WhatsApp group also. Complete it till 3 o'clock. This will be live. You can post as completed. Otherwise, you can post it in the WhatsApp group that we have completed. This could be taken as your internal validation for laboratory. Thank you.